able to grab it and yank it out of your hand. You can yank your hand right into the blade. These diamond wheels are pretty forgiving, and they just kind of go through it like butter with a softer material like this. And then if I'm doing some stuff I can't do with this, like on some of those where I had to index the sides, you know, I could do a cut with this guy along here. Let me just do one real quick. So I do as far as I can that way. I turn it around, and then I'd eyeball it and make sure it's just right. And I did as much as I could, but you're going to have curves in there. And I got my deep spot. I would have a line on here that tells me how deep I want to go. And then you got to come back with this guy. And then I just broke it off. I got my little corners to clean up. I'm going to clean up the corners. And there you've got a lap joint. So most of the time, there's a lot of time in this brickwork. Most of it's in the measuring and the marking and aligning your wheels and your cuts. It's not really in making the cuts and making the bricks. It's mostly in marking them. So this is how you can do it with fairly cheap tools. I mean, this was an expensive grinder that I got for like 40 bucks at Home Depot. It was a demo item or something, I don't know. It was missing the nuts and it had extra Harbor Freight grinders. But you can do all this with the Chicago Electric Harbor Freight angle grinder. It'll cost you 17 to 20 depending on which sale you get it on. And the diamond wheels, I get the 4-inch ones because they're cheaper than the 4.5, and they do almost all of my work. And you can generally get them for about 10 bucks. Now it's not a quality name brand one, but I've done a lot of crazy diamond work with harder materials, and I don't know, I've never seen the need to have to buy a $50 diamond wheel, which you can easily do. You know, these $10, $11 ones, you get the off-brand at any big box store, and they're just fine. I don't remember what this cost me. I got it for a specific job a long time ago, I think for cutting concrete, and it was probably 20 bucks. It's Bosch, I think. Maybe it was more, but whatever you need to get one of these for, if you're going to do a bunch of this, grab a chop saw at a pawn shop or a garage sale or something, because it makes it a lot better if you don't have a tile saw and you don't want to spend the money on a tile saw, because you can spend $700 to $1,500 on a tile saw. So is there anything worth going over in your area, Jay? Any new techniques coming to light?
Yeah.
I don't think we've talked about our sand sifter, have we? So we were using the mud pan or something else?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can get that on film. This is all good stuff for any cob job. Here's what happens if you leave cob with straw in it too long, even though it was covered. So it was covered up, and kind of forgot about the fact that seeds and moisture don't need light. They do their thing without it, and we got grass. So it's got too much organic matter in it, and we just had to let it go. We were going to try and scrape off the stuff on top, but there's just too much of the organic matter has come to life rather than stay dead because it would be dried out. You know, the straw isn't totally dead when you use it, but in a dry environment, it stays inert and doesn't, you know, become a degradable organic substance.
Yeah, all the seeds in the straw started sprouting.
Right. So basically, this is our sand sifter, because we had there's 10 cubic yards of this sand on the site from a project it couldn't be used for in the past, and it's got multiple sized grains. You can see there's big chunks in there.